What's up guys? After 2 months of silence, we finally have new update, and this one aims at Crucible. Crucible, as you know it from previous versions of the game, does no longer exist. It got completely revamped, and from now on it works as a roguelike part of the game. To access new Crucible, you have to first complete quests spoken and unspoken. This quest will lead you into the Serum training grounds. If you already finished this quest before, it will be resetted and you have to do it again. I have to admit that I really like how much more appealing this training grounds room now is. They just added some luminous flowers, but it suddenly looks much more alive. Let's talk actual Crucible changes right now. We have some new rooms and some reworked old ones. Every time you enter Crucible, you will find a different series of rooms. All you have to do is to clear the chamber, and then you will get an option to move to the next one. Instead of loot and items, monsters are now dropping traces. You can use traces to invoke effects called echoes, and you can do this anytime during your Crucible run. Echoes are special bonuses that will help you progress through the Crucible. Echoes have different prices depending on their rarity. I recommend you to be careful while picking your echoes, because some of them can also fuck you up. The sign on your top right indicates how far in the Crucible you are. After clearing 4 rooms, you will reach Special Crucible Trader, and after clearing all 8 rooms, the final boss called Echo Knight. This new trader will give you an option to get some nice bonuses inside the Crucible in exchange for a resource called Gloomseed. Gloomseed is acquired while progressing through the Crucible. The most interesting bonus in my opinion is Exhalation of Equipment. This will allow you to improve your gear to its best quality. This feature removes a bit of RNG from the game. The final boss, Echo Knight, is now much more beefy. His health pool is probably something like doubled, but he feels much more easier to stunlock. Increasing his health pool was needed though, because now you have all those echoes that can make your damage go insane. Echo Knight is the only NPC in the Crucible that can drop items. Second way to get some kind of reward from the Crucible is Loot Room that is accessible once you kill him. Now let's get to what do I think about changes they made. I really like visualization of the Crucible. I even feel like Outside World now feels a bit outdated, lacking shading and other things that Crucible now has. Killing enemies is now much more bloody. Every kill ends up in spray of blood, guts and limbs. And now I'm not even talking about exploding enemies' echo. Another thing I appreciate is falling to death is not such a big threat anymore. Many times I was sure I'm going to die because of falling, but I ended up in water and could go on. Actually, did you know that 6 million deaths out of 35 million during early access launch were from falling to death? If there is something I really didn't like, then it's enemies falling from the map and not dying. This basically locks you in the room and you have to kill yourself. This will most likely get patched quickly. On the other hand, I can still remember this thing from previous Crucible version. As the last few things to mention, we did actually get small new parts of current biomes accessible. Do you remember from my previous video how I was talking about these hatches and that it might lead into Black Trench? Guess what? You can now open them and it actually leads there. Through this hatch, you can now get the new part of Black Trench. There is not much happening in there though. There is one more hatch you can open now, and it is located in the Nameless Pass Quarry prison part. This hatch leads into small arena with an ichor dropping miniboss and few chests. This was even mentioned in the patch notes. So this patch is basically pure Crucible REWAMP, and if you were looking for new biomes or co-op/multiplayer, you will need to wait for upcoming patches. Thanks for watching guys, and see you in the next one.